Okay, today I'm going to try and make some insulating elbows. What you can see here is this is the tubing, and if we look, you just barely see this line right here. So this stuff splits down the middle, so you can get the pipe in there. Corners for insulating. So I just opened up that gap so I can see it better. This up. Doesn't have to be exact. All right. There we go. So there's a 45. And glue them together like that. Keep that openings in the same direction. Alright. This is Loctite Extreme Glue. Says it works on the foam. We will see. And less is more with this kind of glue, I imagine. So I've had experiences where you use too much glue, it takes forever to dry, or if you just use a little bit, it works way better. Make sure these slits are in the same spot. Join them together. There we go. About 30 seconds. So it looks like it's holding its own. I'm going to lay this down and make some more of these. Okay, here's the insulating pipe elbows that I made with my technique. So I have quite a few here. This should be more than enough to do all the bends I got upstairs. So I'm going to let these sit for a little while and dry before I try to install them. This morning I got up and I started to install the foam 90-degree copper pipe insulators that I built. They're going together fantastic. It's working out wonderful. And we still get a little bit of an opening at the Pro Press fittings because they have those little ridges. So what I did to accommodate closure is I put some duct tape, squeeze the foam shut, compress the foam a little bit, duct taped it. Then I put a zip tie over that. The reason I use those couple of methods is eventually that duct tape's going to degrade because of the heat in the pipes. And some of the adhesive might let go and it might spring open a little bit, but with the zip tie in there, that's going to act as like a tertiary securing method to hold those closed. So with that done, I went to the vertical and horizontal runs that I had and kept incorporating the 90 degrees where they needed to go. And on the straight runs, I just butted foam up against the fittings, glued them and taped them, zip tied them the same way. So it's a fairly substantial effort to keep those foam insulator pipes contained, airtight, and secure. And because the house was sheathed in planks, there tends to be a lot of gaps between the planks, which potentially could admit cold air into that stud bay and eventually make it onto the pipes and cause a freezing issue. So to circumvent that from happening, I'm going to caulk all those gaps, make sure that they're airtight. And then over top of that, I'm going to put some pink insulation sheeting, which will act like a secondary layer, which will encapsulate that whole wall space. So even if I missed a gap here or there, or something fell out, we have like a secondary insulating medium in there to keep any cold air from contacting the pipes and giving us some freezing. With all that done, the last step will be to take the R13 insulating bat and fill that whole cavity. So I think we're going to be, I'm fairly confident that we're not going to have an issue with a frozen pipe, but it is an outside wall and there are some weather extremes that have been occurring, and just to accommodate any potential disaster, I'm also going to run a length of PEX pipe in there as well, so that if we do have a frozen pipe and a failure, we can just cut off the water supply and reconnect the PEX, so we have a line already plumbed in. I'll have to coil a little extra tag ends on the top and the bottom to accommodate making the connection to the main line and the radiator, but that's okay. I'd rather have that material in there as a little extra insurance if we did have an issue, because the alternative would be either to pull apart the exterior wall to get to those pipes, or pull apart the new kitchen to get in there, and I don't want to do either one of those things, so I'd rather have an extra insurance policy already installed. So that's going to be the plan with that, and that should be the best thing that we could do to accommodate all scenarios. Steve also came by with a cabinet plan. Past a couple of days he's been working with a contractor at West Hartford, Home Depot. Got together with the cabinet person and got our cabinets all set and ready to go. He had a couple questions, so he came by and reviewed everything with us, and we had some answers we needed to give him on some cabinet choices. So he's going to take those responses back to the guy, either email or text or on the phone, and I'm going to get the final quote for our cabinets all done, and then get them ordered. They should be arriving at the beginning of March, so that's about a month away, month and a week or two. So that's fairly quick, but we're using mostly standard issue cabinetry, so there's nothing custom that has to be modified. So we're good on that front.